governance, society, and human accountability. You can adjust the language according to your preference. Choose the program that suits your needs from the playlist. Customize the subtitle position on your laptop, and adjust the video speed with the slider to suit your needs and comfort. Let's grow together through your subscribe and like on this video.
Politics does not operate in isolation. It interacts with culture, economy, technology, and human emotion. To understand the future of politics, we must examine the deeper roots of society, the values, traditions, and daily experiences that shape public life. Consider a small town preparing for an election in September. Posters hang from rooftops and public buildings. Volunteers distribute printed sheets explaining policy positions. Campaign workers knock on doors, asking residents to sign support forms. In a public hall, citizens gather for a debate. Some sit in the front row, others stand at the side. A candidate steps forward and begins to speak. He says that the nation must invest in solar energy to reduce dependence on fossil fuels. He says the government should support rural farmers and small businesses. He promises to secure stronger protection for workers and provide social services for senior citizens. The audience listens seriously. Some nod in agreement. Others remain silent. Political discourse requires thoughtful listening. Every sentence matters. Every word carries weight. A careless statement may cause shock. A sincere message may inspire hope. Citizens must analyze political arguments carefully. They must examine whether proposals are realistic or merely emotional appeals. Political reform often begins with simple ideas. A small change in the law can create a significant transformation over time. A slight revision in economic policy may improve salary stability. A small investment in education may increase skill development across generations. However, reform also requires courage. Leaders must resist corruption. They must refuse personal reward in exchange for unethical decisions. They must remove inefficiency from public institutions. They must rid the system of abuse and favoritism. Transparency strengthens trust. Trust strengthens democracy. In modern society, digital technology influences political behavior profoundly. Social media platforms allow people to share opinions instantly. A video clip may go viral within seconds. A public official's mistake may be replayed repeatedly. Information moves quickly, but speed does not guarantee accuracy. False information may spread like smoke through society, creating confusion. Citizens must learn to scan news sources critically. They must verify information before reacting emotionally. Political maturity requires emotional discipline. When society reacts impulsively, instability increases. When society responds thoughtfully, democracy strengthens. Crisis situations reveal political character. Imagine a severe earthquake affecting a coastal region. Buildings collapse. Families lose homes. The roof of a school falls. Rescue teams rush to the scene. Soldiers coordinate evacuation efforts. Medical staff provide emergency service. Leaders must appear at the site immediately. They must speak with compassion. They must promise support and then deliver it. Public confidence rises when leaders act decisively. It sinks when promises remain unfulfilled. Economic development remains central to political stability. A strong economy creates jobs. Jobs create income. Income supports families. But economic growth must be inclusive. It must benefit rural residents as well as urban professionals. It must support small enterprises as well as large corporations. Political leaders must review labor policies carefully. They must ensure that workers receive fair salary and safe working conditions. They must protect employees from exploitation. Justice must remain a priority. Without justice, inequality grows. When inequality grows, frustration grows. Frustration may lead to protest. Protest may lead to unrest. Unrest may threaten national stability. Political systems must also address social issues. Gender equality remains a global concern. Governments must ensure that policies respect human dignity regardless of sex or sexual orientation. Equality strengthens social harmony. Discrimination weakens democracy. Social justice strengthens unity. Unity strengthens stability. Stability strengthens economic development. Economic development strengthens society. Society strengthens democracy. Political systems must also support cultural expression. Music, art, and literature reflect the soul of a nation. A singer performing a patriotic song may inspire unity. A sculptor creating public sculpture may reflect historical memory. Culture connects people emotionally. Shared culture builds identity. Identity builds solidarity. Solidarity builds resilience. Resilience protects society during a crisis. Political education plays a fundamental role in sustaining democracy. Schools must teach students about constitutional rights, civic responsibility, and ethical leadership. Young citizens must learn that democracy requires participation. They must understand that voting is not merely a right, but a responsibility. They must recognize that public service demands integrity. Without education, democracy weakens. With education, democracy strengthens. International relations remain another critical dimension of politics. Nations cooperate to address global challenges. Climate change, economic instability, and security threats require collective action. Diplomatic negotiations require patience. They require mutual respect. They require long-term vision. A nation that isolates itself loses influence. A nation that cooperates wisely strengthens its global standing. Political leadership requires balance. Balance between freedom and security. Balance between growth and sustainability. Balance between tradition and innovation. Balance between individual rights and collective responsibility. Leadership also requires humility. No leader is perfect. Mistakes occur. When mistakes occur, leaders must admit them. They must apologize sincerely. They must revise policies if necessary. They must correct errors promptly. Accountability restores trust. Trust restores stability. Stability restores confidence. Confidence encourages investment. Investment promotes development. Development improves society. Politics ultimately reflects human nature. It reflects ambition, hope, fear, and aspiration. It reflects conflict and cooperation. It reflects weakness and strength. The future of politics depends not only on institutions but on values. Values define character. Character defines leadership. Leadership defines destiny. If leaders respect citizens, citizens will respect institutions. If leaders protect rights, citizens will protect democracy. If leaders abuse power, citizens may resist. Resistance may reshape political systems. History demonstrates that no political system remains unchanged forever. Societies evolve. Technology evolves. Values evolve. Politics must evolve as well. The key question is not whether change will occur. The question is whether change will be peaceful or chaotic. Peaceful change requires dialogue. Dialogue requires mutual respect. Respect requires maturity. Maturity requires education and civic awareness. The responsibility belongs to everyone. Not only to leaders, not only to senators, not only to institutions, but to citizens. Politics is not merely a structure of governance. It is a living system shaped by human choices. Each decision shapes the future. Each policy influences society. Each citizen contributes to political reality. The future will not be determined by chance. It will be determined by participation, responsibility, and leadership. Democracy survives when people care. Democracy thrives when people engage. Democracy collapses when people withdraw. The strength of a nation lies not only in its economy or military power, it lies in its values, in its commitment to justice, in its dedication to equality, in its respect for human dignity. Politics at its core is about people, and the future of politics depends on how people choose to act. The choice remains in our hands.